Hello friends, now let us take up the concept number 3, 15.3 Java file structure. So far I have explained the overview of a Java program in a bottom up and top down approach. By that you can have a clear idea about the structure of a Java program. Now if you understand the file structure, remaining technical points relating to that you can understand, and then we can proceed to the next topics. As I told you already, a source file, a Java source file is a compilation unit. Java source file means the extension should be Java, room.java, employee.java, marksreport.java. All these are source file which we dealt with, already we wrote program. A program may contain one or more source files. Always you remember that a program may contain one or more source files. A source file may contain one or more classes. Always understand these points. Next, as far as statements are concerned, actually if you write a complete program, then there is a order. Normally, as a matter of convention in every program, regardless of the language, we write comments. Comments are optional, but writing comments is a convention, good convention. It improves the readability. That's why normally we write comments at the top of the program, and wherever we have to explain something, things are not obvious, then we write comments. Okay, that is totally optional. If you write comments before actual compilation, compiler sets aside the comment. That always you remember that. Thereafter, if you write all types of statements, how we have to write? First, we have to write package statement. If you want to write package statement explicitly, you don't depend on default package statement. So, explicitly, it should be immediately after comments, if any, it should be the first statement, package statement. That means whatever class you are creating, you want to store it in a particular package what you named it. Understand? So, package statement first you have to write, and syntaxes and its creation, all that later we see through programs. First you understand the principle. Package statement should be written first. Thereafter, when we write program, normally it uses one or more classes, either in JCL, JCL means Java class library, or user defined library. One or more classes it uses. So, the corresponding package you must import using import statement. Import statement. In import statements also two types are there, normal import and static import. Static import is meant for static type variables and methods. Okay, that we discuss later. So, comments, package statements and import statements. Package statements and import statements both are there. After package statements only you have to write import statements. Package statements if you don't write, that means you are depending on the default package statement, then import statement can be first. Okay. Thereafter, one or more reference type. Actually, as I told you many times, there are 5 reference type: array, class, interface, enumeration and annotation. So, thereafter we write one or more reference types. As I told you, it is one or more of the 5 reference types. This is the order we must strictly follow. Thereafter, Thereafter, restrictions on Java files. Certain restrictions are there. You must follow those restrictions. Already I told you, a source file may contain one or more classes. If more classes are there, more than one class are there, certain restriction is there. What is the restriction? Now, first let us discuss. There is only one class, let us say room. Then what name you give? What name? There is no option. The class name with Java extension will be the name of the file name. So, what name you can give? Room.java. You have no choice. Understand? Thereafter, if number of classes are there, let us say there are two classes. Two classes means which class name you have to give, that comes and all that, that I will tell you. And if more than one class is there, you cannot define more than one class as public. Already I told you there are two access specifiers are applicable for the classes. One is public, second one is default. Default means default you never write keyword. You write, if you don't write anything, that is default. So, in all our most of our previous program, we defined class as default. That means we never use public even. Now, if you use public, what is the impact? If you use public, it is specifying unrestricted accessibility of the elements. Class is having certain elements. The elements of the class can be accessed by outside classes within the package or some other package. It is called public means it implies that unrestricted accessibility of outside elements, that we are declaring explicitly. Okay. So, if a file consists of more than one classes, maximum only one class can be earmarked as public. That means you will have two options. Don't put public for anything, because all classes in the file are default. That one valid option. Second valid option is only one among all the classes can be made as public. What you should not do? More than one class in a file you should not declare as public. Okay, this point is keenly observed. Thereafter, one more is there. Now, more than let us say there are three classes. Which class name should be the name of the file? That is the question. Then, which class is made public? That class name only should be made as the file name. And one more point I have to tell you, which class you made as public, in that only you can define the main. You can define the main method. So, suppose one more alternative I am telling you, a file consists of three source files. A program consists of three source files. Sorry, I am a little confused. A file consists of three classes and all are default. That means you did not give public for any class. You are allowed to give public for only one class. In such case, which class name should be the file name? Then, in which class you write a main method, that class name should be the file name with the Java extension. That point you have to understand. Don't confuse. So, these restrictions you must understand. And one more thing in this context I have to explain. This public restriction is for one class is applicable to top level classes only. Already in the previous chapters I explained inner classes, top level classes and inner classes. As far as inner classes are concerned, such restriction is not there. Why such restriction is not there means, inner classes are treated as member classes. They enjoy dual status. What is the dual status? By themselves, those are classes. Because of their placement, they are treated as members. Being members of a class, all 4 types of access specifiers are allowed: public, private, protected and default. As a top level class, it can have only 2, either public and or default.